Hi, it's MaBee and we are Friday. We're just moving on the edge of the weekend. For many of you, it means being back home, or maybe for those of you who've been confined, it means staying home. And this is not always easy for many of us to stay home, more so if our relationship within home is bringing some major issues. So these are really challenging times. And today's video is, as we are moving into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius has to do with Uranus, as many of you know from my previous videos. And the story of Uranus was, well, it's a twofold energies. One is the energy of the values of the heart, with beautiful Aphrodite, who is born of the oceanic waters. And the other one is the anger, the rage that's coming through matter when Uranus's testicles, one falls in the oceans and the other one falls on the earth. So those are two creative energies. Sadly, those creative energies were not being served to the very, very best by Uranus. By Uranus, which is about the lightning and the bolt of lightning. So a sky god bringing that light to the earth. So, oh dear, what I wanted to say right now, worldwide, we have got a tremendous amount of confinement again. We may be confined until the end of June. I've reached a point when I'm just going on with my life, confined or no confinement. I'm just getting on with it because I can see what's behind, what is rolling behind. This is one of the gifts I've been born with. Call it psychic gifts, call it a bit of mediumnity. I don't know. I don't want to name it because when we name something, sometimes we crystallize it too much. We format it, crystallize it, and then identify with it. I don't want to identify with anything right now because everything is shifting. So what we're going to see manifesting is tremendous amount of anger, maybe even rioting. And how are we going to be dealing with that? Because we really need to stay with Aphrodite, the power of the heart, and compassion, rather than go with duality, because a lot of people don't understand their world is breaking down, and the information that's being given via media who are compromised, which means they are giving a certain story of information rather than the whole global, every side of what the information might be, which means it's very difficult then to have an overall perspective. Now, another thread I've been tracking is we in our humanity are really meant to see each other's faces. We're meant to be meeting. We're meant to be hugging. We need it. We need it so we stay in coherence, and for our nervous system to quieten down. Well, right now our nervous system is really activated, so a tremendous amount of adrenaline is pouring into our systems. That is not such good news, because it means we're always being activated, and this is exhausting to be always in alert. Being in alert means we're no longer having our frontal cortex protecting us. You know, that part of us that says, you're okay, you're safe. So today, I'd just like to remind you, the breath is the first resource that we have. When we come out of the mother's womb and the waters, we don't have to breathe in the womb. Sometimes the fetus might suck its thumb. But it's not about that. As we take our first breath, this is the power. the power of life. So if we take a deep breath, and the out breath is taken much longer. So with each out breath, as you take it longer, what you're going to discover, you can start bringing calmness into your nervous system, and your adrenaline or cortisol is going to start going down again, which means that you're going to start being back into your windows of what you can tolerate. So when you go shopping or you go into town, check out, make sure you're resourced before you go, and make sure if someone is activated because you haven't got a mask, just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that me not wearing a mask might be activating or bringing fear in you. Let me just put it while we talk to each other." And that way we are seeing the other person with better presence. And instead of fighting and saying, "Oh, you haven't got a mask, you're a danger to me." Not at all. We have the freedom of choice. Mask is just a freedom of choice too. Those who want to wear it and those who don't need to wear it, or those who have a medical exemption not to wear it. So there's a lot of duality going on right now, and I just feel today we had absolutely horrendous rain this morning. I mean, it just bucketed. And I've just let Living Joy out for the last hour because, as I'm just going to show you, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? The sun is out. The sun has just come out. But I'm indoors because my chest is still not 100%. So I wanted to say I've been making quinine just to change the conversation to something very positive. Well, I've been positive. So remember the breath. Remember to be outdoors if you can. Go outside. For some of you who have health issues, then maybe going outside is not the best solutions. But remember, you listen to music. You find something creative to do. You get a beautiful book. Yeah, whatever brings that sort of quality of quietening down if you're feeling that being indoors is really frustrating, including for those who've got animals. That can be really frustrating for the animals if they can't be walked or if they can't go out. I mean, I've got my pussycat. He hasn't been out today, and he's not going to go out. But he's in his 23rd year. So most of his time he spends sleeping, unless it's sunny outside, and he will go and lie in the middle of the garden. So I'm making quinine. I'm making natural quinine with pomelos, which is the grapefruit, the pink grapefruit skin, and water. My beautiful distilled water. I've got a special filter on my tap, and the water comes from the Black Mountains, so it's quite good. So I'm just started it this morning, and now it's just simmering gently, and I'm just going to let it simmer. And tomorrow I will start having some, because that's very, very good as a sort of a natural, an natural antiviral. And I will take it with zinc, a little bit of zinc. So I'm doing my very, very best. By choice, and, because I have quite a few diplomas in natural healing as well. So I don't want to clutter the surgery, because the surgeon, my GP might be, having far too much to deal with right now. So right now in France, they're rolling out the vaccines for the over 75. So I'm being targeted. So I guess I will have one of those invitations through my door. And I guess what I'm going to do is put it under a glass as a sort of reminder for the future generations. that their grandmother made a choice. It's a conscious choice. Don't get me wrong. It's a conscious choice because I've really researched and studied everything about the three main injections, which is Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca. The three which have got, well, it's a synthetic, it's a nanoparticle in a little wrap of fat, which is being sent as negative ions into the positive ions of the DNA. So it's an RNA message which is going to hook into your DNA and then change things. So I know about the reality of true V's because I've studied that too. I'm in the process of finishing a whole year on understanding much better what those are meant to be. And they're meant to really boost your immune system to protect you. But this is something else. So I would really highly, highly encourage you to research. Maybe not Google, maybe not media. Just do your research in medical. There's some great information even on gov.uk and on the epidemiologist, research centers. They do, I found a lot of my information on the French specific site who is rolling out now the French injection, which is going to be the Moderna. So I have all the information and I'm printing it out so I can hand it over to people who are interested, not to people who are not interested. I don't have any energy or time to waste. So there we are. So let's keep holding that beautiful, beautiful energy that I am this beautiful being, and irrespective of my age, I'm still going to keep standing in my own truth and challenging what comes from the external. So when I have the tendency to go back with my default position, which was to trust, okay, from the time I was this little girl, to trust mom, to trust dad, to trust the caregiver. No. In fact, I had so much abuse from the first caretaker, that I have had to do tremendous amount, core trauma, to start healing my nervous system from some of what took place. But it was the end of war. People had just been through mega mangle, the mangle of war. So we're carrying a lot of that within our own genes. And a friend of mine said, don't fret. I am not fretting. I'm just concerned. That's different. It's the different meaning of the word. Concerned as a mother and as a grandmother, not just for my children. Concerned and caring for my tribe. And you all are part of my tribe, even if you don't know it. Because we're all human beings. We chose to incarnate as human beings. I'm not incarnated this incarnation as a pussycat or a dog or a whale or a dolphin or a snake, even if my path as I walk the shaman's path as a woman is connecting with those medicines in shamanic terms. But this is different. I'm a two-legged in this lifetime. So as a two-legged, I have to hold that I belong to this tribe and I'm connected with each one of you. That you know it or not is not important. I know in my soul, in my spirit, and in my heart. So I come from that place. So I wish you well. I'm going to love you and send you the most beautiful, beautiful radiance for this day. And let's hold the still waters of the heart and let's trust all is well. Spring will roll in as my best friend from my early years, who is the mother of my son's beautiful woman. Nature, spring will return, yes, and will plant more seeds, and we will watch them grow. And right now I welcome the new earth, and for me, the new earth is about standing free. So I'm watching in which area of my life do I still hand over my power to an external authority. And right now, I am not handing it over to any external authority. I am my own authority. And that feels very strong indeed. So, if I'm to pop my clocks tomorrow, you will know I will have gone in absolute sovereignty. I send you my blessings. And you know you're unique, and keep shining your light. Blessings. And it's MaBee from the Source Center.